Kranthi Bathini joining us this morning. Kranthi, mood of the market, anything specific you're picking up as far as today's trade day is set up?
Kartik, good morning to you. Yes, you rightly mentioned the mood of the market is sober. Okay, it's completely dull and it's in a consolidation phase right now.
Yeah.
And the result season has been decent, but it's could not able to create any kind of a positive upbeat in the market. That's the mood of the market at this point of time. It's a cool result reaction at this point of time. We are not seeing any kind of negative surprises, but at the same point of time, it could not able to move the market at this point of time. The foreign portfolio investors' mood has been completely on a sell and rally kind of a note at this point of time. They
Right.
have been the sellers in the recent past. Of course, in the middle during the Diwali season and all, we witnessed some kind of a buying interest that came back from the foreign portfolio investors. But net in the recent past, they have been the net sellers in the recent week. That was the reason for this kind of a consolidation in the market at this point of time, Kartik.
Right. So there is consolidation, of course, as far as the broad markets are concerned, but there is exuberance as far as IPOs are concerned, isn't it, Kranthi? So multiple IPOs on their way of subscription ending and some opening today. Let's talk about the IPO story and what retail investors should do and what is your perspective on some of these. Let's begin first with Groww. The subscription opens today, November 4th until Friday, November 7th, with a price band of 95 to 100 rupees per share. The company is valued at almost 62,000 crore rupees and already commanding the grey market premium of 14.5%. A fresh issue of 10.6 crore shares worth almost 1,060 crore rupees, including an offer for sale. Kranthi, Groww, of course, we've seen this entire, the entire AMC space and the entire mutual fund space explode in the pandemic and the post-pandemic era, with now SIPs and AMC AUMs really, ballooning up to a point which was once only an aspiration. At a time like this, a company like Groww coming up with its IPO, grey market premium of almost 15%. What do you make of this?
Kartik, for a serious investments are concerned, okay, these are the tech platforms, and they have done the disruption in this space. They made easy the online investing culture is concerned, and they brought a cult in terms of investing is concerned in the past 3-4 years. Definitely, they have created a kind of a benchmark in terms of growing their customer base, making the customer active, and they have given the platform to the investors to invest in equity market. They brought a digital revolution in investing.
Right.
That's what these platforms have done. But while coming to investing in these platforms, okay, they also comes up with very less entry barriers. If tomorrow some disruptor comes, okay, these companies can fade out. So those kind of things has to be keep in mind to make any kind of a serious investing is concerned. And last 5 years, we have witnessed a strong equity markets that are going up. We never witnessed any kind of a bear market in the recent past, in the past 5 years.
Right.
But these are the cyclical kind of a businesses. But given the kind of equity penetration and the digital revolution it's going up,
Yeah.
definitely these stocks are to be on the investors watch list. For the listing gains, initially one can subscribe.
Okay.
But to make any kind of serious investing are concerned, the valuations also makes a
Too expensive.
important point.
Right.
So what valuation you are going to buy the future growth of these companies is extremely crucial to make any kind of serious investments in these companies.
So you're saying buy only for listing day gains, and after that you don't know which direction the valuations are going to head to. Is that right, Kranthi?
We need to see how the company is going to increase the future growth. That is extremely crucial. I'm by and large concerned, I'm paying 60,000 crores for this company,
Yeah.
one tech platform which offers different kind of financial products, including stockbroking.
Right.
So how they are going to increase the future earnings, that is extremely crucial for me to make any kind of a serious investment decisions in these sort of companies.
All right. Let's move on to another IPO, which is opening today, open until November 7th. And this is by way of Pine Labs, where, of course, with the entire digitalization of financial transactions is concerned, Pine Labs pretty much sits in the center of that, facilitating digital payments. The price band is 210 to 221 rupees per share. Company valuation a little more modest as compared to Groww at 25,300 crore rupees. But already commanding a grey market premium of about 16% or so. 50 lakh shares in a fresh issue. Kranthi, what's your take on Pine Labs?
Kartik, there is a lot of exuberance around these stocks at this point of time. These are the digital platforms again. But for me, the valuations looks to be stretched in the medium to long term. But given the kind of the upbeat exuberance in this IPO season is concerned and the new age business models like Pine Labs are concerned, one can go for listing gains, but given the kind of the past 1 year, the way how these IPOs are behaving post-listing, around 60 to 70% of the IPOs have touched post-listing their listing price, and they went below their listing prices also.
Right.
So to make any kind of serious investments, I'm going to weigh these companies for next couple of quarter results because end of the day they can try to sell a good story to the investors. But how that story is going to pan out, how the results are going to pan out, how the profitability that's going to drive is extremely crucial to make any kind of serious investment decisions are concerned.
All right. So as I understand, your advice again continues to be the same. Owing to the grey market premium, perhaps invest for listing day gains, and after that, understand the company's P&L and balance sheet more closely before
Absolutely.
holding on to the stock for the long term. Okay. There's also an IPO which is closing today, and that happens to be Lenskart. Now, a lot has been said and written about the valuation of Lenskart. Remember, the price band of 382 to 402 rupees per share, valuing the company at almost 70,000 crore rupees, already commanding a grey market premium of 16% or so. Kranthi, valuation overstretched. Do you think the expansion is pretty much in line with the company's road to continued profitability? Remember, it turned profitable last year, and of course, the store count likely to increase by way of this new infusion of funds. How do you see Lenskart taking off from here?
Kartik, among these majority of the earlier, the new age business models like Nykaa and Paytms and all, okay, they were not profitable at the time of listing.
Yeah.
And many of these companies, they learned in a very hard way to become profitable post-listing because ultimately the stock prices driven by the profitability, stock prices are slaves to the earnings. And Lenskart is a profitable venture and they declared profit before coming to the IPO.
Right.
So in terms of the valuations, absolutely it looks stretched at this point of time. But how, given the kind of demographics of India that enjoys, and Lenskart as a their business model is depends upon the disposable incomes of Indians are concerned. So as the youth and the middle-aged population we have, Lenskart is the key beneficiary
Right.
over a long period of time. But my keenness towards Lenskart is the profitability growth, how this company is going to maintain this tempo of profitability growth and sustainability of the profits is extremely crucial to command this 70,000 crores market cap.
So should the focus of these startups, Kranthi, which are now going, especially those which are opting for the main board listing, should the focus initially first few quarters after listing be on revenue growth or shoring up profitability?
One thing is, it's ultimately the profitability is crux for any company, Kartik.
Okay.
Revenue can be increased, but profitability is the key crux for any company. And these companies, by and large, they focus on revenue increase and also the market share to disrupt the sector they operate.
Right.
That's the key business model. But as long as there is capital that's available, they can increase the revenue. But there will be a level where they have to think about profitability. As long as they have the flush of capital, they can increase the revenues, they can go for a discounting model. But
Right.
there will be a point. Business is end of the day how much money we make. The profitability is extremely crucial. So that's where the market is going to look into that. At the same point of time, the revenue growth and the dominance these companies have created, maintaining that dominance also extremely crucial. Otherwise, if they are not maintaining the dominance, then there will be a substitute that's going to come
That's
and
right.
disrupt. So
Absolutely.
that balance is extremely crucial for these companies. That's what the challenging risk for these companies, which is inherent in the business model.
Absolutely. And of course, two more IPOs later this month expected to hit the exchanges, but we don't have a concrete date as yet. One happens to be by another startup, Boat Electronics player. Fresh shares worth 1,200 crore rupees along with a partial offer for sale. And then, of course, there is also EdTech PhysicsWallah, which is likely to list and raise around 3,800 crore rupees. Kranthi, early days, or do you have a view on Boat and PhysicsWallah? We haven't yet been exposed to the financials of these two companies.
Absolutely, Kartik. Okay, these are new age companies and new different models, and it's early days. We need to see how much they're going to sell their company equity to the public. That's where I'm extremely crucial to look into the valuations is extremely crucial to gauge any view on these companies.
Right, Kranthi, let's leave it at that. But of course, we will keep getting you back and getting your views as these
Sure,
companies
Kartik.
list and beyond that. But for today, thank you so much for your time.